Welcome to FinTech Matrix, where tech meets money and trends become power. You heard it here first. Today, July 25th, 2025, we're examining what's driving your financial world and reshaping technology across the globe. First, we break down the biggest finance headlines, from U.S. trade gains and tokenized funds to regulatory pressure on open banking. Next, we explore major tech developments, including FinTech M&A, UK digital reforms, and global telecom disruptions. Finally, actionable insights on what to watch heading into the weekend. So grab a cup of coffee, settle in, and let's unpack what matters to your wallet and your world over the last 48 hours, here on FinTech Matrix. Let's start with what's moving the markets today. Here's your finance update. U.S. finance, markets and earnings. The S&P 500 notched its fourth consecutive record high, buoyed by strong quarterly results from Alphabet, even as Tesla shares declined over weak revenue and EV credit concerns. Alphabet surged over 3% on continued cloud strength, while Tesla dropped around 6% after reporting shrinking margins and a cautious outlook. Meanwhile, Block, formerly Square, is set to replace Hess in the S&P 500 following Chevron's acquisition, driving Block shares up in pre-market trading. Federal Reserve and outlook. The Fed continues its policy patience stance, with officials signaling no immediate rate cuts. Markets have priced in fewer rate reductions for the rest of 2025, holding the 10-year Treasury yield steady near 4.15%. Institutional insight. Vanguard's investment chief issued a note of caution, saying U.S. stocks are priced for perfection and that future returns may be limited. The firm recommends increasing exposure to fixed income and international equities. Credit stress in agriculture. Carlyle Group announced the purchase of $250 million in distressed farm loans from FarmOp Capital, signaling increased hedge fund activity in U.S. agri-finance amid tightening credit for farmers. UK finance. FTSE 100 hit a fresh record near 9,070 points, led by strong earnings from Lloyds Banking Group, BT, and Reckitt Kaiser. Lloyds posted surging profits and increased its dividend, while Centrica saw a significant profit cut due to lower energy prices. Policy and tax outlook. Chancellor Rachel Reeves reaffirmed commitment to fiscal rules as June borrowing rose to £20.7 billion. She did not rule out new wealth taxes ahead of the autumn budget. Meanwhile, Bank of England Governor Andrew Bailey warned against regulatory weakening, citing stability risks. Corporate governance dispute. Fintech giant Wise is under fire from its co-founder over a proposal to expand dual-class voting rights. The move is tied to a potential U.S. listing and faces a critical shareholder vote on July 28th. Crypto and tokenization. Goldman Sachs and BNY Mellon have launched a new initiative to tokenize money market fund shares using blockchain. The program enables institutions to use tokenized fund shares as collateral and improves liquidity settlement, joining BlackRock and Fidelity in accelerating the shift toward digital assets. Bitcoin held steady near $64,100 as ETF inflows normalized after sharp activity in early July. Investors remain cautious ahead of new regulatory enforcement guidelines expected from the SEC and Treasury. Crypto industry pushes open banking. Major fintech and crypto associations, including the American FinTech Council, are urging former President Trump to defend open banking regulations. They argue that large banks are seeking to block third-party data access and impose new data fees, threatening fintech innovation. A legal brief will be filed ahead of the July 29th hearing. Global finance news. M&A momentum. JP Morgan reports global M&A volume hit $2.2 trillion in H1 2025, a 27% YOY increase, driven by tech, finance, and media deals. Private equity participation remains strong as mega deals return. Emerging markets update. MTN, Uganda announced a spin-off of its fintech division into a new entity majority owned by MTN Group Fintech Holdings. The firm plans an IPO within 3 to 5 years on the Uganda Securities Exchange. Finance segment wrap-up. Bottom line, U.S. equities are climbing, but concerns over valuations are growing. Institutional finance continues its digital transformation, while fintech policy tensions around open banking are escalating. In the UK, fiscal caution meets corporate strength, and fintech governance remains under scrutiny. Now shifting to the world of innovation, disruption, and digital infrastructure, here's your tech update. U.S. tech. Alphabet leads AI rally. Alphabet's strong earnings, particularly in cloud and AI search, lifted the Nasdaq despite Tesla's drag. Investors are now betting that AI core revenue will remain a pillar of earnings across big tech. Digital infrastructure push. President Trump signed an executive order promoting U.S. AI technology exports, covering chips, cloud platforms, and end-to-end infrastructure to counter China's influence in global digital trade. FinTech SaaS growth. Quavo, a U.S.-based SaaS provider for dispute management and fraud workflows, raised $300 million in growth capital from Spectrum Equity. The firm specializes in automation for chargebacks and regulatory compliance in financial services. UK tech and regulation. Digital regulation reforms. UK regulators launched a unified access platform for digital compliance, part of an effort to streamline fintech innovation while maintaining oversight. The Digital Regulation Cooperation Forum says it will improve legal clarity and sandbox testing for startups. Online safety rules take effect. New age verification rules are now mandatory for all major platforms operating in the UK, with enforcement beginning July 24th. Firms like Meta, Google, and TikTok must now verify user age and filter harmful content or face steep penalties. Global tech highlights. Major Starlink outage. Elon Musk's Starlink suffered a rare global outage affecting tens of thousands of users. SpaceX attributed the disruption to an internal software bug and has since restored service. TazPay spotlighted. TazPay, a Singapore-based cross-border payment startup, was named one of CNBC's top fintech companies of 2025 for simplifying global trade payments. Tech segment summary. Bottom line. AI-driven earnings and federal export policy are defining U.S. tech momentum, while UK regulators are tightening digital controls. Globally, infrastructure reliability and payment scalability remain top concerns as the fintech race intensifies. And that wraps up today's breakdown. From Alphabet's earnings lift and Tesla's stumble to tokenized fund launches and the Fed's patient pause. And from Wise's voting clash and the UK's fiscal debate to Starlink's outage and FinTech's global M&A wave. One thing's clear. The future of finance and technology isn't just adapting, it's accelerating across borders, policies, and platforms. Whether you're watching valuations or exploring blockchain integration, staying informed is your edge. If today's deep dive helped you make sense of the shifts, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And hit the bell so you never miss what moves the market. Drop a comment below. Are tokenized assets the future of liquidity or a new regulatory minefield? And remember, this is FinTech Matrix, delivering money, tech, and trends to your doorstep. Stay ahead, stay informed, keep watching FinTech Matrix. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.